parent-child relationship. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos from this channel. Also, subscribe and share. It will be helpful for the channel. In this tutorial, I will show you how you can auto-add child records to the parent table. Let's see how I accomplish this. Let's start coding. Alright, let's start our access. We're going to create new blank database. Click on it. Let's go to C drive, access projects folder, and we're going to create new folder called about parent child relationship, and then maybe / recipe. I think that's appropriate. And then the name of the database will be let's do parent-child relationship. Parent-child relationship. Alright, so I'm going to leave that right there, but this video is in response to one of the group members here asked how he could automatically insert the recipes into a table from previous recipes. All right, for example here, okay, be copying the for the new ID. See there? So he was concerned. He was asking if a user enters an ID 2999 in the main table, and then he wants the recipes from the 298 to be inserted automatically upon saving of the recipe in the main. So let's see how we are going to do that. All right. And now the only thing that I don't understand is that in the main here, in this main table, it looks like this ID, right? Looks like this ID has many recipes for that ID. So I'm not sure what this one is, but I'm going to try to do some guessing game here. All right, see there, table 1. I don't know what this one is. Call Michael name. All right, but I'm going to try to see. If I can decipher this diagram and little verbiage here. All right, so what I'm going to do here, in here, let's go to design. I'm going to do a chef. All right, and then I'm going to call this chef ID. All right, and then this chef ID has first name, last name. All right, just something to do, and I'm going to make that a primary key. Oops, it's already primary key, and save. All right, so this table will have chef. All right, so if we do this, I'll go ahead and add myself there. I'm a chef, and I do love cooking. love cooking. Yes, I do. All right. And then this one will be John Doe. All right. And this one will be Jane Doe. All right. And then go ahead and save that one. Now I'm going to have each one of these chefs will have their own recipes. All right. Each one of these chefs will have their own recipes. So I'm just going to close that out for right now. We're going to create a new table design. I'll go ahead and call this, never mind, we'll put that one there. This will be recipe ID. We'll use auto. Let's see, let's go to auto. Yep. And then this recipe will have a chef ID. All right, this is the chef ID, also number. All right. I want to see what this one is. It's on here. Think of, yeah, chef, like so. That's the reason why I came in here. So I'll go ahead and save that, close that, and that will be a chef ID. All right. And I'm going to make this guy a primary key. All right. I'll go ahead and save. There are going to be a couple more bits that we're going to be adding here, but I'll go ahead and save this one as recipe. Okay. So just trying to understand here. All right. This is the record for a recipe. All right. Each recipe will have its own index or a record or some kind of identification. All right. Here we have a foreign key. A foreign key refers to as parent key, meaning this parent, all right, this key in this example, Jack, all right, can have many recipes in here. All right. And this parent is can be repeated. All right. So and we're going to come in here right here. It says required right here. We're going to say yes, it's required. Okay, because it is the parent of this record. All right. So that's how we call parent chef ID, child recipe ID, and that's how you identify it. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So, and then I came in here, I looking at something in here. Something in here. I noticed, hey, we got a recipe in here. All right. So we're gonna do a recipe name, and then description, recipe description. That's good. All right. So this will be a list of recipe. All right. So each one of these two things that we need to add in here. All right. So here I'm going to go ahead and look at the design view. I'm going to come back to my this guy. I'm going to copy this guy, and then this chef. The reason why I'm doing this is that I have to have something in order for me to make a copy. All right. So this is why. Yeah, that's the name, and let's do the description. Right here is the description. I'm going to copy that. And put it in there. So we got one. All right. And then we do Um, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's go find a recipe. All right, let's go to sweet and sour chicken meatballs. All right, here we go. Let's copy that guy. And then I'll show you the code to import, or it's probably preferably called import. All right, and then description. Description. Let's do one more. I think one more will have 3 records. That way we can see. Um, yeah, let's do this. It's not that big a deal. This is real simple. All right, this is real simple. Making this code work. All right. Again, this is going to be Jack's recipe. All right, and then copy there. All right. So you know what? I'm going to change his. I'm going to change his name. I'm going to call this guy. Let's do that. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete one of them. Yes, sure. And then we're going to call this guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete both of these guys. Show you what might what could happen here. We'll call this default. All right, default recipe. There you go. All right, that's what we want. So these are the defaults. All right, and then we're gonna add a chef, and then that chef will automatically pull these defaults in there. All right, so let's close this out. Let's go to this create. Let's do this. We're gonna go add a form design, and then we're gonna add some stuff in here. Their first name, last name. That's it. All right. Okay, that's good. So let's do that. Just to be consistent with what I have been doing, I'm going to come in here and add a module called chef db access. All right, and now I'm going to add a class module. This is different module. All right, it's called chef. Do I want to do this? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's fine. Chef. All right, and in here there are only 3 items. This being the chef ID as integer, and this being first name, last name as string. Yeah, I just like doing this, and then we'll call this public property. Let chef ID value as integer, and then I chef ID equals value public property get chef ID as integer, and then chef ID equals I chef ID. We're done with that portion. I'm going to copy this guy there, and then first name, change this to string, s there, 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 and change it to string. And then we have last name. Oops. Yeah, it's not big a deal. This is real simple. Yeah, just to demonstrate the parent-child relationship. It's not nothing to it. It's real simple. All right. So when working, the hard part is always in programming, is in coding and logic. Your way into doing things. All right. So here we're going to create the create new object class underscore initialize. All right, and chef ID equals 0. First name, last name. Yeah, working with objects. If you're new to object programming, you will have to do this. All right, and it's not that big a deal. Okay. When you and in order to use this class object, you must create new. All right, you have to say set new. Okay, here we're coming into this module, and this being the we'll say, yeah, we can say sub save chef. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's return boolean chef. O chef as chef. You see there, as boolean. All right, I'm not going to go through the error handling. I'm just going to go dive right into the heart of this thing. As record set, I told the user, the member, that I would deliver this guy to him within 24 hours. So hopefully in a couple of hours. And then I'm going to say, oops, dim SQL as string, and then we're gonna set SQL equals select everything from from chef where chef ID equals, and then also chef chef dot chef ID. All right, and then we'll say set rs equals db open SQL if rs record count greater than else and if. All right, so here we want to say edit. Here we want to say add new, and here we're going to say rs first name equals chef first name rs last name chef last name, and then last update, and then set expose this. All right, now I'm not going to go through all the whole crud. I'm just going to do the save. All right, so we're not going to retrieve or anything like that. We're just going to save, and now we're going to say sub add default recipe. All right, so So now I'm going to say dim SQL as string. I need to pass in the chef ID as integer. And now I'm gonna build my SQL statement. Select from, actually not select, my bad. Insert into chef, and this will be the ID. So I'm not going to insert the, now let me explain this recipe. If you look at this guy, the data type is auto number. When you do the insert, you don't need to include this this column. All right, we're just going to insert these 3 columns in here. All right, so let's get back to the code. Name will say chef ID, first name, actually not first name, my bad, the recipe name. So I'll go ahead and copy that guy, and then description. And then I'm going to say select, oops, I'm going to say select copy. In here I want to add chef ID, comma, from. So I'm going to move this guy to next line. So select chef ID as, now in the in Access, don't know why it just wants it to be like this. So just, yeah, follow along. I think this will be fine. Recipe name, but this is, yeah, this is, well, actually, you know what, yeah, that's fine. As recipe description, from, and then I'm just gonna go to the next line. It's running out on me. From recipe, where recipe ID equals, let me see the this guy, the chef ID is 1. All right, so chef ID equals 1, so it's going to insert all these 3 IDs where chef ID equals 1. Yep, so that would be the default. Okay, the only requirement here is this guy, because you have to relate these guys, the ID, to the main table. All right, so let's see how this, let's see if we get any barking. Let's go to the front. I'll go ahead and close that guy out. Close that guy out. I'm gonna add design from design. I'm gonna add 2 labels. All right, like I said, I'm not gonna go through the whole quad. Okay, there are videos in my channel that you can just go through, and I'm just going to make it real fast. First name, and then copy this guy, Actually, I'm gonna format this, make this guy right tall, small, right there. Oops, there. And then I'm just gonna, that's good enough. Make that a right align thing, and then text like so. Same thing here, text there. Alright, now I'm gonna select, copy, paste. This will be last name, and here will be, change that name to txt first name, txt last name. Alright, and then we have a button. Like I said, this is going to be real fast. Okay, save. Alright, and then come over here, see, save. Alright, now let's go to event handler, double click, and then go into the code. Alright, if we want to make sure those two boxes are not null, first name and not is null, me, oops, last name, then. Alright, now we want to create dim o chef as chef. Alright, now we're going to say if chef db access save o chef, then we're just going to say chef db access add recipe, and then we pass in this ID. So in here, we need to do a before we yeah, here we go. After update, we also want to make sure that the chef, the old chef, gets a new ID equals current db open bracket set. Here we're going to say select at identity. I think that's it. All right. So it's going to return the identity, last of the identity. Okay. Let's get back to our form. So that's where that one is. All right. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. Control save. Actually, you know what? Cancel first. We are going to save this guy individually. Let's save this guy. Call it test screen. There. And then we're going to save the whole thing. All right. So let's I'm going to I don't want this guy, I don't want that guy, I don't want this guy, so that's good. All right, let's see what this guy, how this guy works. We're gonna say Jack, see if it works. Save. Okay, chef ID argument is not optional. Okay, so oh, one thing that we forgot to do in the front end, as I mentioned before, you have to do this: set o chef equals new chef. Alright, and I think that's it. So let's try again. Click save. Argument not optional. Wonder if you have to put 0 here. Let me see. Oops. Well, let's debug. Maybe 2 of those guys. Control S. That's better. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. It didn't save. Okay, it didn't save. Let's try again. Let's troubleshoot why it didn't save. So it's 0. It's going to come in here and add new. It's going to update. Right now this guy is 0. And now we want to see the ID. ID is number 5, which is good. And then we just continue. It's going to come in here. Oh, okay. And in here, we forgot one thing. Forgot to execute. You see there? That's alright. We know what we're doing. We're going to do execute. There. Alright. That's all we have to do right there. So we're going to do a stoppage right there. So once we continue, it's going to jump in here. Oh, one thing. Okay. Because this guy, alright, yeah, because this guy is asking for the booleans, and now once he gets down here, we need to say it's true. Alright, true. Because the only time that it gets down here is when everything is dandy, everything continues as expected. Alright, otherwise it's going to bark. Okay, alright, so let's do it again. Alright, I think it saved the chef. It didn't. Oh, it's empty. Okay, I know why. Delete. Good. So this is good. This is part of programming, and if you know how to do this and move it quickly, alright, you'll be fine. Alright, so let me show you the reason why. We set this guy, we create a new object right here, and we did not set. So we need to set first name. That's the reason why. Me, first name. So this is, yeah, if you can move to troubleshooting things like this quickly, any company would love to have you, just because you recognize what's going on in here. All right, and you know, good programmers or good troubleshooter, they will learn, they debug things quickly. All right, so now we have this guy assigned, and then we actually, you cannot do it in there. I'm going to copy it in there and delete, because it has to be done after validation. The reason being because if this guy is no, you cannot set it to this guy. That's yeah, you cannot set no into a variable. Okay, that's first thing. All right, so that's why you make sure this guy is not no before you can set it. Once you set it, you say, hey, if this chef is saved, then add the default. That's what it does. All right. Okay, let's do it. All right, let me see. Okay, that's DL2. So when we done with saving, this should be 6 of them. All right, this default, this ID 1 being a default will be added in here. All right, let's see how that works. And this should be only 1. Good. All right, let's save. Okay, good. See how it came in here? Because the record is so safe. Now it's going to execute. Let's see if I want to see if we get any barking. Okay, I see it would bark right there because it shouldn't be an I. Okay, So this I is this guy, number 6 there. And let's see. Yep. So select 6 as chef ID, recipe as from recipe where recipe default recipe. Okay, let's go. Okay, insert statement from unknown field, recipe name. So let's end that because recipe name is not a valid name. Let's see, let's go to design, recipe. Well, we're gonna do recipe name. Oops. Oh, into chef, my bad. See there? So you need to, yeah, this is there. That's why I couldn't find recipe, because this guy was chef. We don't want to insert the recipe into the chef because that's a chef table. All right, so I did it wrong there. So go ahead and put recipe in there. Okay, and that's the only thing. You don't have to change that. All right, let's try that again. All right, so to do this, I'm going to delete this jack. See, I knew that was safe. Delete. That's it. All right, and close it, and let's do it again. Perfect. Now look, jack's added. Let's add 1. Okay, so that's all right. So it's add 1. Okay, Y1 chef 7 recipe. Okay, so I get it. So that's not it. All right, so this would be a chef ID, chef ID, so chef 7. So it added 1. We want all of them. You see that it added 1? We want all of these guys from this guy. Why is that? Well, let's test this out. We're going to delete this guy. So right here, we don't want the recipe. We want the chef ID. That's why. All right. Okay. So let's try and understand this. The chef ID, all right, is the parent, and if we look in here, chef, so that's the default. All right. But we wanted the recipes of this guy, which is chef for this chef. And if we look in this one, you see this parent is a chef ID. I was pulling this guy in, so it gets 1. We want this guy. All right. Okay, that's the reason why. All right, here we go. So we change that to chef. That's perfect. All right. And we deleted this guy. Should only be 1. We're done. There you go. All right, let's do it again. This time we're gonna do it for John Doe. John Doe. We're done. John Doe's created. Recipes created for John Doe. See that? John Doe. That's it. That's not that big a deal. Okay. We had little issues with the with this guy, but that was easy to understand because you know, I mistype, you know, when you're trying to make it fast, and that's what happens. But the add, once you add, you say give me the ID, and that's how you get an ID. All right, and then set the function to be true because it's done. Once it's done, you say if you are done saving, and successful, do this. Add default recipe, and then the default recipe is this one, and that's all you have to do. Nice and simple. All right, there you have it. That's how you add recipe to the chef. Thanks for watching and happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.